Not only did Team Deathmatch get announced very recently for Shinobi Striker, we're also getting another update with new information, and this new information is a total game changer for Team Deathmatch. My name's Globku, sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. Big shout out to the TGN anime sponsor Black Uchiha, who gave me the heads up on Discord, because the Shinobi Striker website just gets stealth updated all the time. I don't understand. They have new information, but they decide not to announce it. They just put it out on the website and tell no one about it. Shinobi Striker, why you do this to me? Anyway, remember how there were 4 maps announced so far? Well, actually, each one of those maps is now gonna have 2 versions, a daytime version and a nighttime version. This isn't actually today's topic for this video. This isn't that big of a game changer, but this is such a small update that I had to sneak it into something else. This is awesome! Even if there are no gameplay differences between the daytime version and the nighttime version for these maps, this adds visual variety. The daytime and nighttime seem to have a completely different tone, and suddenly it feels like the game has way more maps than previously. I think that's an awesome idea. They came up with a very easy way to give the game a lot more variety, and I just can't believe I didn't think of this before. Such an obvious thing to do. But let's move on to today's topic. What's the big game changer for Team Deathmatch? So we talked briefly about how Team Deathmatch would work in Shinobi Striker on our previous video. But very quickly, just in case you haven't watched it, you basically just have to kill the opposing team. They have a limited number of lives, which is represented by this bar that shows up at the top left of the screen, and the bar depletes the more kills you get. At some point, the bar gets so small that it gets turned into these portraits, which tells you exactly how many kills you need to win or to lose the match. Now, if this game mode was just fighting, there would be no incentive to move around, no incentive to use the complex ninja movement system that they have implemented into the game. So they had to come up with an idea that made players move around. And the idea they came up with was basically putting random scrolls all around the map, spawning at different times. So theoretically, someone from your team or your entire team altogether would move towards one of these scrolls, pick them up, and get a buff. After the buff, he gets a couple kills and the buff runs out. That was the theory, but now we know what the scrolls are, and oh man, they are complete game changers. The website has posted the names and descriptions of these 7 scrolls in total. These might be all the types of scrolls that you find in this game mode, or there might be more, we never know. Whatever the case, you're gonna want to know what these scrolls do because they're a really big deal. First of all, there are 2 types of scrolls. I'm gonna call these first 5s the buff scrolls and the last 2 the ultimate scrolls. These are not the translations, these are just the names that I gave these different types. On the buff scroll list, we have the Scroll of Attack, which increases the attack power of all team members for 30 seconds, the Scroll of Recovery, which regenerates the health of all team members for 30 seconds, the Scroll of Speed, which increases the speed of all team members for 30 seconds, the Scroll of Defense, which increases the defense power of all team members for 30 seconds, and the Scroll of Chakra, which reduces cooldowns for ninjutsu for all team members for 30 seconds. So you may have noticed the theme, right? All scrolls affect the entire team and they all last for a whole 30 seconds. Now, the duration is kind of what I expected, but I did not expect these scrolls to affect the entire team. I thought I was gonna have to leave a team battle, pick up a scroll, and come back to actually use it. But no, if I leave the team battle, pick up the scroll, my teammates who are already fighting, they're already getting the benefits of that scroll. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to this affecting the entire team. I think it makes it more interesting on one hand because, first of all, everyone's gonna want these scrolls, right? They are so powerful, so you can bet that both teams are gonna be rushing to get one of these scrolls as soon as it spawns. So many things can happen already just imagining this scenario. Both teams can just rush the scroll and try to get it first. If a team is closer, they might get the scroll or they might just use it as bait. You can bet the other team's gonna want it, so maybe you can just set a trap and wait for them, get a couple of kills, and then get the scroll for yourself. Everyone's gonna want this, which means you can predict your enemy's behavior, so adjust your gameplay accordingly. And looking at this at first glance, all these scrolls look really good, except perhaps the Scroll of Speed. Maybe in case you're dying and you're trying to escape, yeah, I can see a use for that, but in actual battle, the Scroll of Speed seems to be the less powerful of them all. But any of the others, attack power, health, regen, defense, and cooldowns, all massively important in battle. The website doesn't even say how much your attack increases or how much health you regenerate, but even if it's not much, watch, it's affecting your entire team. Most matches will be decided by this, by who gets the scrolls. And that's where we come to the downside of this system. Because maybe what you wanted was more of a team deathmatch. You wanted a no bullshit mode where you could just fight the other team, and now the mode is a hunt for scrolls. I get it, but I still think you're gonna get those moments. It won't be all scrolls all the time. There will be times where the scrolls haven't spawned, there are no buffs active, and you will have those moments of just team fighting. And hey, even if the enemy team gets a buff, how much better will it feel to defeat a buffed enemy? That's gotta feel good, right? I think the fact that these buffs apply to the entire team and not a single individual is also gonna encourage more team play. If it was an individual buff, because you're partnering up with random people on the internet, I can just see me being closer to a scroll and some other dude just like rushing to steal it from me, but that dude was actually my teammate. But since it works like this, yeah, it will encourage more cooperation, because even if I get the scroll, the other guy is also gonna get the buff. He doesn't even have to worry about it. If he wants to be selfish, he can just keep fighting, he'll get the benefits. But those are not all the scrolls that we have announced. We have 2 more which fit into our second category, the ultimate scrolls. First we have the scroll of Gamabunta, which we saw in the latest scan as well. The website description says, summons Gamabunta who will fight with your team. Gamabunta's blow is super strong. But if you remember the scan, Gamabunta's blow is not only super strong, it's a guaranteed one-hit kill. And I assume the same can be said for our next scroll, though there's no confirmation on that. The scroll of Kirin. The description says up to 4 Kirin would target the enemy, and the second sentence, I have to put this into Google Translate, guys.
The enemy's great confusion is inevitable.
So good. Whenever I see 4 Kirin falling from the sky, I get very confused indeed. The Kirin as a secret jutsu that you can equip on your character is very powerful, but it's not really a one-hit kill. I mean, it depends on who you land it on. If you land it on like an attack type character who doesn't have a lot of HP, yes, it's a one-hit kill, but defense types typically can survive a hit if they're full health at least. But since these scrolls are so powerful, I wouldn't be surprised if each one of these Kirin was a one-hit kill. So basically, these 2 last scrolls just give you another ultimate jutsu, which is why I call them ultimate scrolls. And remember, this is just a bonus. You still have your own jutsu to work with, your own secret jutsu. This is free. You just get a scroll and you get an ultimate jutsu for free. These scrolls are complete game changers. I thought they would give whoever picked them up an advantage, but I never thought it would be something so significant. I really thought this was going to be more of a team deathmatch game mode and less of an objective type game mode. But given how strong these scrolls are, this mode is very much a fight for their possession. That's not all of the updates. We also have all the abilities for Mitsuki and Sarada confirmed, in addition to the ones we already knew about, but that's gonna have to be in another video because that's all the time we have for today. But hey, if you want to start learning more about Mitsuki and Sarada, you can check out this video right here. If you're in the mood for something else, there's also the video at the bottom, but as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!